Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. This is Todd Sylvester with the Todd Sylvester Inspires podcast. I call it a Beliefcast, actually. You listeners now know by now how passionate I am about beliefs, because belief dictates the way we behave and the way we do things in life. I've always been so excited every week to have some amazing guests on my podcast. And today's no different. I have Mark Richards and Jeff Richards. They are the owners of Wasatch Recovery. And so excited to have you two on, so welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's bright and early in the morning, so thanks for getting here early.
Yeah.
Especially you, Jeff. Thanks.
Surprised myself.
But I'm excited to have you guys on. I appreciate you guys taking the time. Wasatch Recovery, I've been a counselor, I think, close to 5 years now.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, blows my mind. We just wrapped up our 4th annual golf tournament, which was a huge success. We raised some really good money for people who can't afford treatment, which we'll get into in a minute. But we're going to have Mark and Jeff on today. I want to get our listeners to know a little bit about you. So we're going to start with Jeff here. And tell us a little bit about yourself and about your family and, currently what you do.
So I'm, 41 now. That's crazy. We started this thing 7 years ago. I grew up in Sandy, Utah. I have 5 kids, married, beautiful kids, married to a beautiful wife, and just grateful for what we are able to accomplish here at Wasatch, and you're a big part of that, Todd, and we're grateful for you and for what you do for the people here. And so, this thing kind of started out just by kind of happenstance, me and Mark, and we were grateful to be a part of it. And we come from a real estate background, so we really originally didn't have any idea about getting into treatment, but it kind of just worked out that way. We can talk a little more.
Yeah, we'll get to
a little more about that in a little bit. But
So are you older than Mark or younger?
I'm younger than Mark. We often get a lot of people that think we're either twins or the same age, but it's kind of a cut on me because I'm 5 years younger. So anyway,
thanks, Jeff. We'll get to that because I want to. Obviously, it's a cool story how this all came about. Let's turn it over to Mark for a minute and just tell us a little bit about you, Mark.
Well, I am the old guy. I'm 45 years old. I've got 4 kids. I've got a daughter who's 21 now, married almost 2 years.
You got a 21-year-old?
Yeah.
Wow, you are getting up there.
She's now an ex-Cougarette from BYU.
Oh, okay. So she's done.
She's done.
Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of fun to have experienced that with her. And
they're amazing, the Cougarettes.
Yeah.
It's amazing watching them, how good they are nationally.
Oh, yeah. Amazing. And I've got a young boy who is 18 years old. He just graduated from Corner Canyon High School. I just got a mission call to London, England. Wow. So he'll be gone for a couple of years.
Very cool.
And then I've got a 14-year-old daughter who's on the drill team at Corner Canyon High School, and a daughter who's soon to be 12 and headed into middle school. So
wow.
And then I
got the whole spectrum there.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't go through my kids, but they're 11 and under, so there's not a whole I don't have a ton of accomplishments yet. But
he spends a lot of time at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, my life is filled with I feel like I say that all the time, that my life's not my own. Right? Because it seems like all I'm doing is kid stuff.
It's a full court press when they're young like that, right? For sure.
Yeah.
It gets busier, but you also have some free time in between as they get a little bit older. But yeah. So I have 4 kids of my own as well, but they're a little older. My youngest is 17, which is crazy to think about. But anyway,
well, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, again, I'm so excited to have you two on. Wasatch Recovery Treatment Center. It's probably in my opinion, a very unique place. I know there's treatment centers and recovery centers all over now, on every street corner. I've been in this business just off and on, and then doing my own life coaching stuff for over 20 years now, which blows my mind when I think about that too. And I've been around this a lot. And Wasatch it truly is a unique place. And I know you guys know this, so I want you to maybe talk a little bit about, first of all, maybe talk about how this got started, and then let's talk about some of the reasons why this place is so unique, so our listeners can get a better understanding of why we love this place so much.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to talk, on that.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead. Either way,
we can tell the story. Well, Jeff and I were both in real estate, just like he had mentioned. I've been in real estate for 25 years.
Wow.
And as most everybody knows, in 2007, 2008, the market crashed in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And, just like every other real estate agent, we were kind of dying on the vine. And Jeff had a brother-in-law who was in this industry and had some passion to help people,
Mm-hmm.
and really wanted to do something in this industry. And by happen chance, we were out driving around one day. We were up at the mouth of Little Cottonwood Canyon, and we were headed back to our office, which is located on 45th South. And so we were just driving down Wasatch Boulevard and happened to see a real estate sign on this property.
No way.
And Jeff said to me, "That's it. That's it. We're that's it. That's what we're doing." And at the time,
Mark, it was funny.
neither of us had any money whatsoever.
Yeah, we didn't have any
We're
money.
broke.
We're broke. Yeah, and I'm like,
Wow.
dude, this place would be amazing if we could just make it work. But I know it could work. And I remember Mark saying, "Man, that place, we don't have a dime to our name." And that thing's probably way expensive. We can't.
Right.
There's no way we could do that. But I'm in my mind, anything's possible. I'm like, oh, trust me, this is it. We can do it. So that actually was like a month later, right?
Well, it wasn't even a month yet. He made me drive right to the office and write an offer.
Was it
First
that
of all,
day?
yeah,
or
it was that day. No, it was like that day.
I thought it was a month later.
No.
And then we went past it again, and then it was like, dude, we got to call on this. So we called on it, and it just happened to be that there were 8 offers that had fallen through.
8 before your
8
Jeez.
offers, yeah.
And it happened to be like that day. So we were scrambling, trying to figure out, okay, well, let's write something up. Being in real estate, we're going, let's just write something up and see if we can get it tied up. Then maybe we have a chance.
Yeah.
And then I, not knowing anything about the industry, just happened to call the city, and one of the head planners at the city left me a voice message saying, yeah, you could do a treatment center there. And I remember telling Mark, like, dude, oh my gosh, he said you could do it there, which was a big thing because we didn't know, but I figured that they probably would have an issue with it being a treatment center, but they didn't. So
Right.
it was pretty cool. I mean, we literally were like, well, let's see if we can put the pieces together. And I knew Mark knew a lot about business. And,
Mm-hmm.
I may be the guy that, is the eternal optimist and going, oh, we can make this work
Sure.
somehow.
Right.
But I knew that Mark knew how to put the pieces together. And we worked together. And it would probably take an hour to tell you all the things that had to happen to make it work.
Right.
But somehow we ended up convincing some guys to invest in a dream that we really had that we didn't know how to do, but we just figured it out.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about, really anybody, if they want to do something, if you just have the drive to do it,
Yeah.
that really anything can happen. And that's what my belief, and I do believe that. I mean, especially with what we've accomplished here, and I call it a higher power that may have been involved in this because of how we truthfully just made the pieces fit.
Right.
And it was amazing because it was, I don't know how many times I said to Mark, can you believe it? Can you believe that this is happening?
Well, and I still think today we still look at each other and go, is this for real?
Yeah.
And, part of my own story, with this and why I
Let's talk
was
about
so
that.
hesitant
Yeah.
is because I've never had an addiction issue
Mm-hmm.
in my life personally. And so I was very nervous to jump into an industry where I knew nothing about addiction. I was very
Right.
naive to addiction, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking for me to go, okay, I'm going to go help addicts get better, and I'm thinking, how in the world am I going to do that?
Right.
See, I didn't have that. I actually,
Yeah,
I knew better. I've gone through. I went through a couple moments in my life where it was difficult. So with addiction. So
well, a couple things. I want to jump back just a little bit. So one of the philosophies we teach the clients here is life happens for you, and it's I love it because you think about it. The market crashes. You guys are hanging on the vine, right? You're losing money or you don't have any money, and you come across this place that's in foreclosure. But had not that happened, think about that.
Yeah.
Had the market not crashed or any of that stuff, we wouldn't be talking right now.
No.
Well,
so it really happened for you guys, right?
Well, and I believe that wholeheartedly. So what, I joke around about Mark didn't have, any struggles in that area, which he didn't. He's never been one that's kind of toyed around with addiction, and I had a moment in my life where I struggled, and it really gave me, a feeling for people who struggled. Like I had always been like, man, why, there's a lot of times in life where you think that you wake up one day and you just go, how in the world did I get here? Yeah. And that's kind of how my life ran, and I always thought that I was in control and life was easy, and then all of a sudden, surprise, you wake up and you're going, okay, who am I? And that's how I felt. Like I woke up and it's basically like, I don't like anything about you, and I hate who you are, and so I decided to change. Yeah. And I did, and so that gave me the kind of the initial, like, I know my brother-in-law started one, but that gave me that initial, like, man, I want to help people. I really do. Yeah, because you'd kind of gone through that yourself. Yeah. Been lost. And so I don't regret, so to bring it back, I don't regret anything that I've gone through in my life that has led me to this moment sitting here with you. Right. Because if I hadn't have gone through those struggles, maybe we wouldn't be in this situation, and maybe I wouldn't have met and helped as many people as we have. So
well, and I think it's just like you said, life happens. Life happens, and we're believers that life happens for a reason. There were so many unique situations in this company, to form this company, to get the company off the ground, to create the environment that we've created, which I think is incredible. And one of those things for me personally was just after we acquired the property, I almost fall over dead with an aneurysm. Right. And had to go to the hospital for weeks, and fortunately, not unfortunately, but fortunately, I was filled with pain meds for weeks and weeks and weeks, and had to come out of that situation and detox myself and get a little taste of what some of these addicts had gone through. Right, yeah. And immediately I gained an understanding quickly how hard it is when you're an opiate addict or any other type of addict, that it's not just in your head. It's not something you can just stop. Exactly. And that was my issue. I was the guy that said, just stop it, to all my friends in high school.
Yeah, why would you want to ruin your life? What's your problem, right?
I was I was the self-righteous guy that just knew nothing about it, didn't really believe in it, and I was kind of that personality, and frankly, with myself, when I decide to do something, I can just do it. But in this world, it immediately gave me a taste, not only for the difficulty of coming off of a drug addiction, if you want to call it that. Right. But it also gave me an empathy for people and for life, and to know that you should not be here on this earth anymore, and to be able to grasp that every moment is precious attitude. Right. And I think that immediately made me go, okay, I can bring something to these people. And that is the philosophy that I personally have taken this entire time,
Sure.
since day one, of
Yeah.
you can do this. You're needed by other people. You need yourself. You're valuable, and life is precious.
Right. Awesome. People who know you two would, and they'd all say this, because I can back this up, is you're a little more different than most owners of treatment centers or owners in general, right? Is you guys are really involved in the sense that, like, the clients know how much you guys really truly care. Like what you just said, why you're doing these things, the clients know that. You wouldn't typically see this in another area. Why do you guys do that? Like, why do you guys make...
Because we think you should do that.
Sure.
Well, we believe, when we first started, there were only maybe 8 treatment centers that I knew of.
Mm-hmm.
And now, just like you said, they're around everywhere. So, I think a lot of people get into it because they hear that, oh yeah, you can make money and you can do this. But our philosophy has always been that it's almost our duty to be here and to help people that struggle. That if you're going to be an owner, that you need to be actively participating, because you need to know if people are going to pay money, or people are going to. There's people that sacrifice a whole lot to get their kids in here, to get in here.
Yeah.
And we feel like they deserve, the best place that we can make it. And we've always thought, even if it isn't, then we're going to make it what it is,
right.
What it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always thought that if viewers that haven't seen Wasatch Recovery, if you come here, you can actually feel that we put almost everything back into this property, because
right.
and into now a new property down on 78th, because we believe that people, if they're coming here, that they deserve to get the best treatment, and
right.
we require you guys, you and all our staff, to be the best at what they do, because that's what people deserve.
Yeah,
and they
right.
need an environment to heal, and a belief that they can be somebody better than who they've been,
right.
and really provide hope for people. And that's all it is we love them to death, and they know that we care, and that's
Absolutely.
what it's about.
They definitely know that. I'll never forget, it was probably like I had been here like 2 weeks, and my office used to be across the hall, the bigger office.
the better office.
The better office with the bigger window. And I'll never forget, I'd been talking to you two, and I'm like, I had closed the door, and it kind of gets me emotional, but I was like, are these guys for real? Because you guys were treating me so good. And I'm like, okay, this can't be real. Like, okay, they're being nice to me because I just started here. They're really going out of their way, but that's just who you guys are, and that's just what I've come to realize, that this is how you are, And anyone that knows you, not only just the clients, but people who work for you, will say, yeah, these guys just care so much, and they care about me, and they want to make sure that I'm good and happy and that kind of thing. So it's cool how that just spreads out through this whole organization, and all the way down to the clients who actually matter the most. But you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's so cool.
No, it's awesome. One of my favorite things to do is, and I tell this to a lot of people, and I tell this to you guys, is I love to go visit a client in detox, because that's when they're at their lowest point, is they're just in that detox period. They're in the hospital, and to be able to meet them and see them, and then to watch them progress from the very bottom, and then as they progress over time and become who they're going to be again, it's an amazing, amazing feeling to see them just become and grow and see that hope again in their life, because half of these people in detox don't have families that'll ever support them again.
Yeah, true.
And so we always took on that philosophy of, these people have lost everything, including their families.
Yeah.
And so we need to give them that love and that hope,
Yeah.
And that's one way we can do it, is to be directly involved.
Well, I love that, because you go, you basically tell them, okay, you've manipulated every person in your life.
Yeah.
You've ruined every relationship, burned every bridge. But guess what? We're going to love you anyway. So get over here. And by the way,
So true.
you can't put anything past us, because we've heard it all.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part with this is when you're in this industry, you really can read people. You understand this disease, and you can help those that really want help.
Right.
And you can see the ones that are really going, look, I'm done. I need help, and I really want to get better. And I think that's part of what we do here is we don't mess around. We get the people that want to be here. If they don't want to be here, then we'd rather filter them out and find the people that really need help and want to get better.
Right.
And we believe that it's not easy here. We hit them hard because we don't have them for a long time, and
punch them in the mouth
a little bit. That's I think a part of what you were talking about. What makes us different? I think what makes us different is we're not here. It's funny that you say this, but we're not here to take your money. Really, we want to help, and people don't believe that because they think, well, if you're an owner, then you just want money. And I've heard it from a number of residents that have said that, and I just it really puts a fire.
No, I know.
Well, because you've seen when they've been in here.
And if they only knew how many times you have allowed someone to come here who has nothing, no money, and you're like, because they need help, you let them come through here. I know you have to run a business. But if people only knew how many people use scholarship and how much money that is, they'd be like, whoa, they're blown away.
We have some incredible stories.
Yeah.
Incredible stories of people who would never have the opportunity to go to treatment. And that's part of it, you know. But if they have the money or they don't have the money, we treat them all the same.
Yep, it's so true.
Doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. You're going to get treated the same here because
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because the addiction
is
the addiction.
Of those we have. They're all like, "What are you doing?"
Well, there is no know who I am.
There is no entitlement.
I actually don't know who you are.
Right?
Well, even if I do, it doesn't really matter. So
we're here for a reason. We're here to help people get better, and I think they truly appreciate that. Yeah. And where I think that all stems is we're very just real people.
Yeah,
we're just real people.
That's so true. I hear that a lot from the clients. That Mark and Jeff, they're just real. So cool how you guys do that.
Yeah,
it's awesome. So let's. I want to talk a little bit. I mean, we could sit here and talk all day. I know this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Go back to when you first started this place. If I remember right, you were the chef one day, and Mark's working a graveyard, and then Mark's doing the chef, and then you're working graveyard. Talk a little bit about the early. I mean, when you had like one client in the entire house. Let's talk about that for a second.
I think it was one of the happiest times of my whole life.
Really?
Miserable and happy all at the same time. Not really.
Right.
But it was so fun to start this business because when you start a business like this, it's you and you only. Right. So we happened to hire our clinical director. We didn't have
the money. Let's put it this way: we didn't have the money to hire a staff.
Right.
That we should have probably had at the time, but but it was great. It was exhausting, but it was fun.
It was fun. We hired our clinical director because we needed somebody obviously to do the therapy.
Right.
So it was just exactly what you said. Jeff would take half the night. I'd take half the night. Maybe, sometimes a third of the night because I think I couldn't stay awake.
I usually can last longer on no sleep. So half the time I'd let him sleep and I'd be like, this is going to be a hard day today.
But it was fun. So Dave would do all the therapy during the day, and Dave's our clinical director.
Yeah.
And we started with one lady. Was our very first client.
December.
And it was December of 2011. And just started one by one by one. And as we got into this, we realized, gosh, how awesome is it to do this? I mean, there were those days. It's the old cliche story. Dave, you're going to have to wait another week to get paid because we don't have the money yet.
Yeah.
And but it was one of the most enjoyable awesome moments
Yeah.
in our lives to
Yeah.
to be able to be that involved, and then to see it grow from 1 to 2 clients, and really it ended up being about 4 to 8 is where it really changed.
Right.
Is we had just enough clients to go hire a nighttime staff, and so we weren't sleeping over anymore. But that went on for about 2 months,
Wow.
maybe 3,
Yeah, it was.
where we were just full time.
Were there moments where you're going, man, this isn't gonna work? Like, did you ever have those moments where, like,
I actually
or was
never
it-
believed.
I don't know if I
never
ever believed it either.
That's cool.
I think we both were so committed to the cause that
right?
I don't think we ever believed that we were going to fail.
That's awesome.
And you know, of course, you're going to question
Yeah.
what you're doing, and holy smokes, yeah, I'll be honest.
There's a lot of things that we've learned
Yeah.
that we've changed. Let's put it that way, because we didn't understand addiction like we probably should have at the time.
Well, and
Our policies
our
have
wives were
changed.
questioning it, and
Oh, I
thinking,
can imagine.
you have
for
this
sure.
career, you know, you've got this career in real estate, and you're going to go do what?
Excuse
And
me?
You're sleeping
Yeah.
over every night. You're not sleeping at home, and
Right.
this, and
And what do you know about this? And I'm like, nothing, but it's going to be amazing. You just wait.
And I think that's what was so great about us is we said to ourselves, we're not going to go look at everybody else. We want to
That's
create
true, yeah.
a very unique place with our philosophies, and the simple question that we constantly asked: if we were an addict, what would we want?
What would we
and
want?
what would we need?
That's true.
And
Yeah.
we've used that philosophy literally, I think, until
Yeah.
today. We still use that.
Sure.
If I'm an addict, what do I need?
What do I
and what
need?
do I want?
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
and with that comes, you know, just like in our mission statement, you got to love them,
Yep.
and you got to create hope.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
And resilience.
Yep.
You know.
Love that. So you start in December 2011.
December.
One client.
One client.
One client. Can you imagine?
Two.
And we
then-
just passed what, 1,000, right?
Yeah.
Like about
Yeah.
a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 clients. That's incredible. And then so we're currently live at the residential property, which, by the way, when you pull into this place, it's like a 5-star freaking hotel.
Treatment center.
And what's funny is it's kind of deceiving because these clients go, "Oh, this place is going to be like massages and
Yeah.
facials and pedicures," and then they come in here and we've
heard that
punch
before.
them in the
Yeah.
mouth. So it's a beautiful therapeutic property, but we are tough, like as you guys said, and I'm a part of that, and I
Yeah.
love that just because we want these people to wake up to the reality that they're good people and they can do this.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys just opened up a day treatment center. Let's talk a little bit about that and how amazing that building is. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, we just like Jeff said, we like to reinvest literally most everything that we've ever taken out of here, because we've got a goal in mind, and the goal is to have top to bottom treatment. Part of this industry, if people aren't aware, is full inpatient, a day treatment program, which is a step down from full time to 9 to 5 days a week. Then they got to go home and experience the evening times, and that gives
Yeah.
them a little taste of getting back into life. And then they go to what we call IOP, or intensive outpatient, which is 9 hours a week.
Right.
And then we do an aftercare group for life. So we look around, and most places lease space. We've done the same thing, but it's a fairly random space. It's not built for the purpose.
Right.
You're trying to scramble to
Old office building
yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
Trying to make it work. And so Jeff and I, we came up with the idea of doing an outpatient facility in combination with a transitional living or a sober living community, all on the same property. And we want to give the people the best chance possible to move forward.
Right.
And we've talked about the inpatient part of it, but really the maintenance and the consistency of the outpatient is where we see such great success.
For sure, you see it starting to blossom at
Yeah.
that point.
And
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know of any other place that does it that way. As far as having the transitional living right behind, the IOP or the day
Right.
treatment
Yeah.
or the other building. And I think that's that's kind of unique because it's not the most cost effective thing as an owner is to go out and find a piece, build a building, and then do 8 townhomes where they do transitional living.
Yeah.
But we realized that, okay, if they're as close as they are, there really is no excuse of why you can't go.
Exactly.
Because if they're living in transitional
walk
living,
across
I
the
can
street,
walk
yeah.
across the street and go knock on the door and say, "Hey, get out of bed." But that's a big thing.
Sure.
I know it seems simple, but it really is. And I've heard it from a number of people going, "Man, I've never seen this before." And I'm going, "Yeah, that's because nobody does this.
No one does it."
And I take pride in that.
I know you do.
I know Mark does too. And that's what is amazing is again, what's best for the client. And I think that's really what we've always believed. What's best for the client? What's going to give them the best chance to get better? And that is a part of it. Is the aftercare piece is huge, and making sure that they've got a plan, that they know, okay, what direction do we need to go, and then also help them, find a job or we've always, half of the staff that we have are past residents because we tell them, hey, show me how serious you are, and I'll give you a job.
Yeah.
If it's picking weeds, it might be picking weeds,
Yeah.
but that's okay. That's a good thing,
Yeah, that is cool. We do have a lot of former clients working for us, which is really cool to watch them from where they, like from all the way from when you meet them at detox to now they're working and helping other clients.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah. The sober living facility is amazing. It's beautiful. That's going to hopefully be open soon.
Yep.
But it is one of its kind. I mean, I don't know any other place that does it like this. And for those that know you too, and know you how you do want it to be the best. I mean, you just look at this property. I'm not kidding you. You just walk. It's like, this is incredible. And I've been at other treatments, and I'm not here to downgrade anyone, but I'm telling you, there is nothing like this. There truly isn't. Not only just the look, but just the program itself.
Well, and that's where I was just going to go with that. Is we take a lot of pride in the property, but we take more pride in the clinical, in the coaching, in the day-to-day, in the respect of our employees with the residents. That's the most important part, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes you tend to forget about that when you get a real nice property. And again, it's just like you said, the clients walk in the door, they think they're in a 5-star resort because it looks nice. Yeah. But they quickly find that the clinical and the coaching and what we offer there is difficult. Yep. It's tough, and there's a purpose behind that. Yeah. And the purpose is to get quick, strong, good progress.
Yeah. Yeah, we make them uncomfortable because when you're uncomfortable, that's when you're going to grow.
Exactly.
Just like what happened to you guys. Market crashes, your business starts to hang by a thread. You guys get very uncomfortable, and you guys do something about it. It's like, we got to act. And look what happened. Yeah. That's the same philosophy with the clients. You're uncomfortable, now you get to do something with that. What are you going to do?
And
isn't that cool?
There's something important about that, because usually that's what do clients do? They go back to what they've done in the past. They go to substance. They go to because they're going, man, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this without suppressing these feelings with some type of drug or alcohol or something like that. And so what we're trying to do is teach them that they can do it even when life throws you a curveball and you literally have no other option. Yeah. That you fight hard and you figure out something that you need to do to get to where your life is better, and that's what we believe in. And rather than go back to something to just go, oh man, I don't believe I can do that anyway, so I might as well go back to that drug or do this to try to just get through the day. So,
and to follow up with that, you look at addiction overall, and I often have this conversation with the addicts themselves, is the amount of effort and the amount of tenacity and the amount of skill, if you want to call it that,
Sure.
it takes to be an addict
Right.
is incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Well, some of these people are the most amazing people we have ever met.
Right.
And more talented by far. Way more talented than I am. And I have story after story that I could go through. But
they're so tenacious. When they need something, they're gonna go figure out a way.
For sure.
Yeah.
If they can channel that same tenacity and that same ambition, if you want to call that, in the business world, in whatever world it is other than drugs and alcohol, they can't help but to be successful.
Right.
And because they have learned skills that so many people have never learned.
For sure.
And that's what I tell them. I always tell them, you've got a PhD and you don't even know it.
Right.
You know?
That's true.
And I love to tell them
Yeah,
that because they
sure.
look at me like, huh?
What are you talking
What
about?
are you talking about? I dropped out of high school.
I'm a loser.
Yeah, right?
That's
And
what
that's
we're talking about.
and you got to convince them, no, look at what you've done and the effort that you put into something. And that's what it is. When you're down and you're scared, if you put that same effort that you put into your old life, if you put that in any direction, you already know how to be successful.
Absolutely.
You just haven't realized that
Just
yet.
haven't realized it. That's
You
so
know?
cool. Yeah. Just have to shift that energy in the other direction, man, and you've
Exactly.
got this thing. Because a lot of addicts would say this, and I'm a former one myself, is all or nothing. Like I'm
it's
an all or nothing, black or white.
No, it
So if
is.
I'm all in, I'm all in. If I'm all out, then I can
I'm
be
all
out.
out. Yeah.
So you can get them to shift it in that direction, like you're saying.
Gosh.
Man, they can go change the world. They're the
They
ones
can.
changing the world, right?
Yeah, they really are.
So cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I do. I love that part.
Yeah. So is there, if there's someone who's listening to this who may have a family member who's struggling and they just don't know what to do. They're just, I've got a son or a daughter or an uncle or an aunt who's just a mess right now. I don't know what to do. What would you guys tell them, and maybe, how could they maybe even reach out to you guys for help?
So in this area, this is one of the areas that I've done throughout this process. Is I've always worked in that area of admissions, marketing, working directly with new clients, and not everybody can come to Wasatch Recovery. It may be an insurance issue.
Right.
It may be a money issue. It may be a family issue. It may be where they live.
Yeah.
There's a number of reasons, but anybody can call us. And one thing that another small commitment that we made is we will help everybody that calls. And if we can't put them in here, we will find a place for them. And that's important. So, and I think that's something for everybody to know, is they can call our line, and if we can't service them, we will find them the best place for their situation.
Right.
And that's important.
What's that number? Do you know that number?
Yeah, the number is 801-901-0024.
Right. Great. So yeah, any of you listeners who know of anyone who's struggling, they need help, even if we can just get them here to come and sit down with Mark and Jeff and just talk about maybe a potential getting help,
Yeah.
just to come look at this place, and then meet these guys. And I'd love to talk to you as well if I could and share you a little bit about what I do. But I say this all the time when someone comes to Wasatch, when I have them day one, I'll just, especially in group, I love it. Their first day, I'll go, "You just hit the jackpot," and they look at me like, "What are you talking about?" I'm in rehab, and I go, "No, you. This is the greatest university on the planet." I really look at it that way. I don't look at it as treatment per se,
Right.
because we're teaching these clients emotional
you're right.
intelligence,
You're right.
like stuff that people have paid millions of dollars to learn. And I'll just say, "You just hit the jackpot." You may not know it right now, but you hit the
You
jackpot.
may hate me
man.
right now.
And I'll tell you, one of the questions when they're getting ready to leave, they'll sit here on my couch, I'll say, "Was I right when I said you hit the jackpot?" And they're like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
And from top to bottom, it starts with you two,
Yeah.
hit the jackpot. I mean, you got owners who care.
Who actually care?
Yeah, like most places don't even know the owner.
No,
they don't
yeah.
even come around. You
Yeah.
guys are here every single day, And I'm telling you, I know you know this, but from my perspective and what I hear from behind the scenes when you're
Well, I
not
appreciate
here,
it because
I hope you know that.
Well,
Like people, they love
I do
it.
believe that we do, and I've heard that, but I'm always the guy that's like, come on, it's really you guys. Because I believe in our staff. I believe we've got the best staff in the world.
For sure.
And
amen to that.
I mean, from top to bottom.
Yep.
And that's a big thing. So when I hear that, half the time I'm like, do I really make that big a difference? But
yeah.
I do believe. I do think the fact that we're here and that we care, again, that we love these guys, because nothing pisses me off where some of these guys say, you guys don't care about me. And I'm going, okay, get out of here. All right, don't say that. Yeah. I may not know you right now, but I care about it. I care about people who struggle.
Sure.
I care about people who
well, again, you guys give this a family feel. And a lot of people, like you said, Mark, earlier, they've lost their family in the sense that the family's just fed up and done. We're not dealing with you anymore. And it's almost like Wasatch becomes the family. Right?
Well, yeah, what I was going to say too is you asked the question about, if you've got a family member that's struggling or this or that, how do you get them in here? And a lot of times it's difficult to get people to come in here because they don't know if they want to change, or they do want to change but they don't know how, and they just don't want to take that first step.
Yeah, it's kind of, they're scared
and
about
sometimes
it.
you just have to be that tough love where you go, look, I'm not going to support you anymore if you're going to be in your addiction unless you do the right thing. And I think that's a huge part of what people, you care about them so much that you're willing to enable them all the way till they may not be here anymore. And sometimes probably the biggest thing that I would say is that you've got to be tough with these people, and you've got to say, look, I will not help you in your addiction anymore, and here's the deal, I will help you if you want help. And that's a hard thing for people to do.
Right.
And I can't imagine having to do that with my own kids. It's easy for me to say
right.
to family members or parents or whoever that you've got to be that person, because I can't imagine having to do that with my own kids. But
it could be the one
but
thing.
But the deal is
right?
and Dave said this, you're just killing them slower if you don't help them get into treatment. They've got one shot.
Yeah.
And they've got to come to this university, if you want to put it that way, and learn how to be better.
Yeah.
And this, almost every time that we get somebody in here, if we can just get them in the door, we can keep them.
Yeah.
Because
they just kind of go, wow.
Because they do. They feel it the second that they get in here. So,
for sure they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So anyway.
Very cool. Couple more things and we'll kind of wrap this up. I wish we could go longer, honestly. Maybe I'll have you guys back on. But we do a sober softball. Let's talk a little bit about that, because that's one of the ways that these people are like, what? Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that, Mark.
That's where I was going to go with it.
Oh, okay.
Is, we create a community. We create a community where like minds are there, and we've created a sober softball league that we play on Friday nights. It's we have 5 softball teams within just our facility alone. We have 25 teams inside the league at this moment. It's a fantastic activity on a Friday night. I want to add that we have other activities throughout the week. We do a family night on Tuesday nights. We do an alumni meeting, is what we call it, on a Sunday night. But
September 9th, we've got an alumni barbecue, right?
Yeah, September 10th.
Is it 10th?
September 10th, we have an alumni barbecue. We try and create opportunities to stay together in the community, to feel that love, and to know that you have people that support you, who understand you, who you can go to, that may not be mom and dad if you're struggling in your head. Anytime a client comes through this facility, we encourage them that if their mind is not right, to just drive in and come back. So we're trying to give every opportunity for them to come. But our Sober Softball League is so awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's positive.
Well, and it's amazing how much it really has helped the community.
So many.
I mean, I can't believe how many people really look forward to playing on Friday nights and what it does for them personally.
For sure.
Just to be part of a group of like-minded people
the camaraderie
And
that
the camaraderie
creates is
amazing.
amazing.
It is amazing.
It is surprising when I'm like, do people really care to go to play softball?
Oh yeah,
The
when it gets
answer is
canceled because
yes.
of rain, they're like, like what?
Yeah, what are you
Freaks,
talking
they
about?
kind of freak out.
I mean, we have a lady, and it doesn't matter what age. We have a lady that plays, and she's gotten hurt like 3 different times, and it doesn't matter. She still plays, and
I
I'm
know
just
who you're
going,
talking about.
You know exactly
Right.
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, and I'm just sitting here going, what is going on? Matter of fact, I pulled my hamstring playing, and I'm still going to play because I'm not old. So,
He's still really young, but his body's falling
my
apart.
body's old. My mind isn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that sober softball league's pretty cool. And it's cool that it's on a Friday night because typically these people who have come through here, Friday nights is the night they're partying and out doing their thing in a negative way, and now they're connecting in a positive way, doing something fun that they did back when they were a little kid.
Yeah,
It's the coolest thing to watch.
it is. It's awesome.
Can't believe we have 5 teams.
Right?
no, it's ridiculous.
Just
So-
Wasatch alone.
Wasatch
That
alone.
tells you how many people who are still involved, and
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Well, and Jeff and I have played for years, and we love to be a part of those teams
Yeah.
and to see
I'm so proud. It's
how
amazing.
Yeah.
awesome it is.
Yeah, and you guys aren't very good too, and it's
I
cool.
know.
It's true.
I know.
I'm glad that they actually
can
allow
just
me to
kid-
play.
I can barely run to first base anymore.
You guys can hit it though. You guys
man,
can
I
definitely
can
hit it.
smack that
You're looking
ball.
for the home run every time you get it.
It's true. It's true.
And you're right. Family night. I want to just put a plug in for family. We do a family night that's different than most other. I mean, I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you what. People walk out of family night, and I'm talking family members, because the clients
Yeah.
get a taste of it all
Yeah.
week long.
Oh,
The family members go, "Are you freaking kidding me? This is what you guys do?" Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I love doing family night because they walk out of there going, jaws on the floor.
But how
going,
important
"Are
is
you
that
kidding me?"
really? Because
Oh,
family
so
members,
incredible.
family members really, whether they like it or not, could be the cause of why their
Yeah.
child is struggling or whatever.
For sure.
And they've got to learn. Like,
They got to learn
hey,
too.
by the way,
Yeah.
a lot of it is you.
Great opportunity.
Yeah.
Just
So
a great opportunity to come and learn and feel and hear how the addict feels from the opposite side, and there's so many positives to that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll just put this in there. If there's anybody on this podcast that wants to learn more, that just wants to learn more, I mean, we could put together something that would be, I know that you're out and about and you're speaking at a lot of events, but I think it would be a good thing to, if people are, interested, we could put together a night, and
Yeah.
Mark and I could be there and
Oh, that'd be awesome.
answer any questions or do whatever, just because the more that we help, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a good thing. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's just maybe wrap up with, we just finished our 4th annual Wasatch Recovery Golf Tournament. And I'll tell you what, man, people, if you only knew how incredible this is, and I know you might think I'm just saying this, but you guys especially do tons of golf tournaments, and I'll tell you, just like you guys do this property and the program, the golf tournament's no different. It's the top of the line. Man.
It
Let's
is.
talk a little bit about that for a second. So,
man, we're proud of that thing. I tell you, we really are.
lot of time, a lot of effort.
Right.
It takes us about 6 months. We have huge amounts of donations. So many people are in support of what we do. Prizes, that kind of stuff. But more importantly, it's the cause.
Yeah.
And we do have a 501c3 foundation. We raise money to help people who can't get into treatment. And there's a number of factors, like we talked about earlier, that could cause somebody not to be able to go to treatment. A lot of people can't afford a deductible on an insurance policy.
Right.
A lot of people can't afford a cash pay, or they don't have any insurance. A lot of people, after they come to treatment, need to go further in treatment and have no funds. Sober living and schooling, whatever it may be.
Right.
So many people need help in this industry. And so we thought, let's create a foundation and raise money to help people who can't afford to go to treatment. And what a great success. I mean,
Yeah.
Thursday was awesome. That was
that
the
was
day of the golf
amazing.
tournament.
Yeah.
And gosh, it was just
Funnest
like
day
you
of the
said.
year.
It was
It's like Christmas morning.
It is.
Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's so fun to see everybody come out
Yeah.
and to have the same goal in mind.
Yep.
To donate and to raise that money, and then to give back. All these people who've donated prizes and all these things is so awesome. I mean, we had over 160, 170 prizes that we gave away this year. And 95% of those were donated prizes. And they were amazing.
And they were
amazing
Yeah,
prizes.
they weren't your cheap little,
No.
whatever. They
Yeah.
were amazing
8
prizes.
golf
And people
bags,
walked
yeah.
out there going,
Eight golf bags, $800 gift cards to Apple. I mean, some of these donations we have to
That's
thank.
$600.
We have to thank
Jimmy's
these
Chop
people.
House. I mean, they're in such.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just a great support to us.
yeah, and for those who are listening, if you want to know more about the foundation, we have a website. It's wasatchrecoveryfoundation.org.
Yep.
You can get more information about our foundation, and if you want to donate, there's a donation page on there as well. But I'm telling you what, guys, truly a blessing that we're even sitting here talking right now. Even like
Right.
this is so cool.
Well, we're so grateful to have you, Todd. I don't know how many times I throw out Todd Sylvester, and they're like, "What, Todd Sylvester?" Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll put that out there.
Oh, thank you.
It is. It's
No,
amazing.
you're amazing,
Thanks,
Toddy.
man.
We
We appreciate
we
it.
love what you do. We love what all of our staff does.
Yeah.
But you're truly changing lives, and I know that's what you are here to do.
Yeah.
Is change lives, and that's our common goal. Is we're just here to change lives. We're here to love a lot of people. We stay in contact with these people.
Right.
And we truly are committed to the cause. That's one thing between Jeff and I is we are committed to this cause.
There's no doubt about that, and that's the cool thing about this is everyone knows that, and you get that feel. You can't fake that.
No.
Like if you weren't that way, and people came in here, even people
they'd
who work for you, they'd be
read
like, "Yeah, Mark and Jeff." No, they know that. You feel it, and I'm just grateful. I mean, this has been my passion. I've been clean now 28 years, almost 29, and I'm just
Congratulations, buddy.
Jeez, that's
thank you.
amazing. That really
Yeah.
is.
after 10 years of a nightmare,
Right.
but grateful for it at the same time. But I am grateful for you two that you guys give me a platform to actually share my passion. Like, I really love this place. Like, if someone offered me $1 million to go somewhere, I really wouldn't take it because it's not about the money for me either. It's about being in a position to wake someone up to there's nothing wrong with them. You're okay. You can do this kind of thing, and to be able to see that unfold, nothing better.
Yeah,
You can't put a price.
there really
on it.
isn't.
You truly can't put a price on that.
Yeah, it's just like
You know?
we say, we pinch ourselves. We literally pinch
I know.
ourselves.
It's like, really?
Jeff's
I gotta
always
do
giving
this?
me crap. You don't even love this business. We love this business.
No, exactly.
We love this business.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody that. I have not had one day since we started this business that I don't love this business.
No,
And that's the honest truth.
So amazing. One last thing, if someone wants to reach out to you guys, even if you're okay with that, how would they reach out to you, Mark, and then how would they reach out to you, Jeff?
Anybody can email me, call me. I can give phone numbers. They can call the main line. They can get a hold of me. I've got an email address, markgrichards@gmail.com, which is just my full name with
Okay.
my middle initial.
Gotcha.
And anybody can reach out, and I'll take my own time to help guide and direct and
Awesome.
go right there.
Very cool. How about you, Jeff?
Yeah.
If they wanted to reach out
Jeff
to
at wasatchrecovery.com. So
you. Okay.
that, and yeah.
Awesome.
And then they can reach out to me. I'll even give out my personal cell phone number if they really want it, 801-755-3010. So if you have questions, I'd be more than happy to take time to answer anything. So.
We'll meet anybody up here. We'll give tours. We'll give a tour anytime. If somebody wants to come with or without the person who's in need, if
Yeah.
you just want to come and feel
Very
the
cool.
property, get a feel for what we're about, call us, schedule a time. Jeff and I can meet you here. We've got great staff who can meet you here.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
we would love to have you.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, we're going to have this uploaded here on YouTube, iTunes, and Podbean. For those new listeners, it's if you look it up, it's Todd Sylvester Inspires Beliefcast. These guys believe in themselves. You can tell already by just listening to them, and that belief spills over, man. And I love it. It just spills over. It's so cool.
You're infectious, so
Yeah.
I love it. I feed off of you.
To the feelings mutual, I feed off you guys, and thank you for letting me work for you guys, and for being on this podcast. It truly is an honor to have you guys on here.
Thanks for
I appreciate it.
doing such an incredible job at what you do.
Thank you.
You just say you're amazing. You're
I
amazing,
appreciate
man.
that.
So.
Well, thanks for being on here.
You're awesome. We do love you.
Love you.
We give hugs around here.
We're gonna hug it out. Love you, man. Okay. Love you. Okay.